Hello, and welcome back to Happy Tea Time. We're gonna be working more on the Skyrim mod, which is basically me doing a stained glass. We're gonna work more on the outside edge here. So that's what we were working actively on last time. And hopefully I can finish that up, and then we're going to work on the mesh. I have a new mesh now. I was talking with a friend and he helped me out with making each of these stained glass separate so that I can apply different textures to them, so that way we can have the 4 separate stained glass, because right now it all 4 of these look at the same texture. So we'll be setting that mesh up. Hendris, hi! How you doing? What was that whole business with e-billing, but not actually e-billing? I was so confused when I saw that. Okay, so we need to organize this a little bit, I think. So I have... Oh no, okay, this is the full frame. I need to take off the... not the illustration. That can go away. Oh, the base. There we go. I need to take this overlay off. Then we have our colors. Alright. Let's start making more random lines. Meh, my finger aches. Zarlark, hello! Welcome. Hope you're having a good day so far. Ew. Do not want opacity to affect my line. Actually, yeah, that'll be fine. The whole e-bill thing comes from a certain pretty toxic game. Oh my. I need to change this. I'm gonna take shape dynamics off so I don't have to deal with the pen pressure, which would normally be a nice thing, but the gaming doesn't need the line to be that controlled. Actually, I should be able to just see 8. No. My throat has been really weird lately. So if it sounds crackly, I'm sorry. Where a certain character is basically an insane midget who considers himself to be evil instead of evil. Oh, well, a magical insane midget. Oh man, it sounds like an interesting game. Sticky keys, no! I thought I told Windows that I never ever want to see that window again. I probably have. The problem is that with each of these big updates, like, everything gets reset. just the way life is sometimes. Well, it's League of Legends. Oh, it may be cool at first, but the community is just so toxic and salty that the community ruins the game. Oh yeah, that's possible. League of Legends. I've never really gotten into that game at all. Like, not even just watching people play it or anything. I think the cinematics are pretty cool though. Big budget pretty things. It's a shame it can't have a better community though. That's always a shame. When people can't just get along. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna deal with sticky keys because what I'm doing right now is holding down shift to do jagged lines, sometimes lifting it to make lines off center, but generally I'm pressing shift a lot and holding it and clicking, and for some reason Windows just hates me. Oh, it hates me so good. Okay, we need... Oh, I also love, by the way, that we're in an age where Windows settings has like its own dedicated gaming section. And there's also talk of like gaming eventually joining the Olympics. Like, it's crazy. It's mind-boggling. Turn on sticky keys. No, I wanna disable this forever. I don't want you to ever tell me. Turn on sticky keys when shift is pressed 5 times? No! No! Turn off sticky keys when 2 keys are pressed at once. Play a sound. Okay, I think I fixed it. I think it will leave me alone now. Go away. Go away. No. Stop talking. Okay. We're good. You know it's even worse than CSGO, and that community, oh my god, that community does have a bad reputation. It kinda does. On League of Legends you have, well, on the European server, either the baguette French, which will not speak a single word to you if you're not speaking French, and they usually perform worse than bots on easy, oh my. Or you have the angry Germans, which will blame you even if they die in a 1v1 or if they overextended. Are there any like friendly sub-communities? I feel like that must be a thing, right? Where there's a tiny community within the larger one where it's just like, we're not gonna be toxic because we understand that everyone's a human being. Gotta always check against what I did before to make sure I'm not making things look too terribly different. Yeah, that looks alright. This is a weird drunk fest. Oh man, did I forget to change the stream information? Like a scrub. Yep, it's a still on chill fest. Thank you, Sarlacc. Skyrim Moddin part 3, I think. I think this is the 3rd one. Game development. So they don't have a modding section, they just have game development as their large umbrella. Okay, I think it's fixed. They probably are a thing, but once they go 0 out of 10, there will be salt. Drunk Fest? Oh, okay, hold on. Holding. Holding while I draw my tiny lines. 0 kills, 10 deaths. I meant that. Yeah, I kind of figured when I read it. Basically summed up in my head that you fail super badly and the salt will not stop flowing. Some little animal is knocking at my door. It's probably my female cat. Ah, dang it. I duplicated myself. That actually shouldn't be a problem, but it's gonna bother me slightly, so I'm just gonna do that. Fixed. Basically, if you die, the enemy gets a lead, and if you're not working as a team, said enemy will wreck the other lanes. Yeah, with multiplayer stuff like that, I understand that teamwork is very important. Oops. There we go. Almost done with this side. I'm so excited. And I can show you how you can set up texture paths and stuff with meshes. Just as soon as we finish this. I'm not hearing the cat at the door anymore. It's just about to get up. So I guess we can continue. Speaking of Drunk Fest, back to 900. Oh my god, is it completely backed already? Shoot. Alright, that means I might be being too modest. I don't know. With the numbers. Might have to go up. Just do that. No, wait. Do I want to have the space there? It's pretty tight there, pretty loose here. I'll do one. Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting overly anal. Is it back to beverage? Because I got me some Tullamore whiskey. I am clueless about pretty much every alcoholic drink except for what I am able to mooch off of others. Or Kahlua and Bailey's. I do know I like those. You were just too nice? Probably. I mean, it was backed fair and square this round, so that just means that it might have to get adjusted later on. Don't want to change the number now, because that would just cause drama. Someone should tell Ob has to get drunk again next month. Dang it. There we go. Oops. I didn't mean to do that one. Oh god, Vetus is Zen, hello! I mean, I like to think that they're fully formed babies. Although, I don't know, would an umbilical cord work as a motif? Maybe. We'll see. Wait, it's not a fetus. Yes! Good. Can't wait for next Monday. Already? This Monday only just began. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. At least for me, it's like halfway done, so. I had 2 6 weeks, and 3 weeks ago I wasn't paid. That's unfortunate. Next Monday is payday for me. Oh man, gotta get those dollar bills. So then you can actually pay those bills. One like that. And one like that. So I'm probably getting the same paycheck as my first one since they'll just accumulate. I got you. Actually had an interview yesterday for another little job. I'm pretty sure I nailed it, which is good because I like the money. I'm finding it, like, it seems like I can very easily pick up jobs for people that just need help with how the internet works. And that's not really something I want to do as a career path, to be some kind of glorified tech and social support, like social media support, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm getting an Xbox One next week. Ooh. That sounds fancy. I have not had a single Xbox. I've never even played on an Xbox. I've only played on PlayStation consoles and Nintendo. And PlayStation was always someone else's console. I mean, now I have a PlayStation 1 and 2, but growing up it was mostly just Nintendo. Yeah, that was getting a little bit lazy of me. Let's see. Money is good. More is better. Demolition is currently a hot job, at least where I am. 8 hours and a 20-hour to destroy stuff. Why not? when you're having a shit day, it's just go to work and start smashing. That is fair. Oh man, almost done. Oops. So I zoom out to infinity. Let's see. Just could use a bit more detail. That looks good. Make this a bit tighter. This as well. The rest of it looks okay. Well, maybe we'll throw in that. Okay. Now we can start with the colors. Also, your arms will probably start cramping up or hurting due to the swings and the shocks you absorb from using tools all day. But hey, $20 an hour. I was confused by the bar in the middle until it was shown in game. Are you talking about the art here? Yeah, that's where the shelf is or whatever it is. I'd be just telling myself, just hold on, man, and that fat check is all yours by payday. I think that's what most people do with jobs, like, that even if you can enjoy certain aspects of it, sometimes it's a grind and you just have to get through it, use the carrot on a stick kind of a thing. And it's like, I'm gonna get that money, what am I gonna spend it on? Let's just think about that. Yes, yeah. I think, wait, is it a shelf? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to figure out. Maybe we can stick candles on it or not. I don't know. It's not much room unless you're right here in front of the window, and I don't really particularly feel like blocking the stained glass that I'm spending so much time making. You know, it's alright. I'm gonna zoom out just to get this done kind of faster with picking where the colors are gonna be, and then I'll go around again and neaten it up. So this will definitely go faster, and I'll make sure that it's fairly balanced throughout the picture. My eyes don't wig out because I'm like trying to stare at two things at once. Oh man. Okay, let's do one side at a time at least, I guess. So I don't break my eyeballs. I'm loving this near autonomous soundtrack. Listened to it twice on this stream. Hey, that's my motivation, man. Need money to survive or to spoil yourself a little? It's true. It's how we get through life. My coworker at my job doesn't like his job, and he goes on and on about he has another one by August and how the one he's in currently is a headache. The dude sounds like a broken record. Yeah, the things we tend to obsess about in our minds, I've noticed you tend to repeat it in public over and over again, and to you, it's just your normal life. You don't think you're repeating it as much as you actually are. Obsession seems to leak out of people. Well, I hope that guy gets his better job. Because if you have a job that you enjoy, you tend to perform it better. And I would rather have people that perform a job well in society. Also, personal happiness. That matters too. I normally keep quiet because I just assume people don't have anything in common with me. Well, except another coworker of mine. I don't know. It's strange. The more you talk to people, I mean, we as humans, we have a lot more in common than we'd really think or like to think, since we often like to think of ourselves as very unique. But it can also be hard to open up to. My personal happiness is me consulting Professor Hans Jerkov. I do not know. I do not know that person. Guess I'll put one here. I work to live, not live for work. I don't know. I feel like that was a masturbation joke. Went right over my head. Oh, I see it now. I understand now. Oh, God. I'd be like the perfect candidate for those prank phone calls. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen The Simpsons, but that happened a lot, at least in the original episodes, like the first seasons, where Bart would call Moe's bar. He would yell out inappropriate things. Okay. But yeah, the whole work to live or live to work argument, like, I wish idealistically life weren't that difficult. That you could just do something you enjoy and you'd be able to survive on that, and not just survive, but be able to just enjoy life. I wish more people had the opportunity to enjoy life. You'd be the perfect candidate for the most naive person. Yes, okay, yes. I am very naive. I can't help it. I have not been able to improve my ways. It's just a trait I have. But I'll be fair, I'm the most naive person when it comes to surface level stuff. I'm also extremely paranoid, so it kind of balances out where I'll trust you-ish on the surface, but that doesn't mean that I'll really trust what you're saying. Like later on, when I'm by myself, I'll double check everything. I used to be very trusting, both shallowly and deeply. Like, I grew up just in too nice of an environment, let's say. But then I learned how to be a little bit more discerning through paranoia. Paranoia is for the paranoids. Fun call for alcoholic. Is there an alcoholic in here? Yes, that kind of thing. Oh, so excited. This is coming along nicely. I think that was the last color, right? No. There's a darker purple too. Okay. Amanda hugging kiss. My carrier roach. A roach. Ah, you guys. Just butcher the pronunciation anyway. So close. This song makes me feel like I'm watching a Game of Thrones episode. It is very dramatic, but I'm just in love with Nier Automata. Well, the music anyway. I mean, the game is cool too. I've been watching Sunnyside Ops playthrough of it for the most part. Been missing a few. Here's an easy one. Bend over. That's too easy, try harder. Last one, I promise. And let's put in that last purple. Which really looks pretty much the same as the light purple, but whatever. Gotta be consistent. That's not what I wanted to click. There we go. Alright. Looks good, looks good. Let's clean up. Oops. Hey now, don't do that to me. Dobie. Oh shit. What? Stop. Stop. Oh my god. Where was I? There we are. It's way more effort than it needed to be. Well, that's a music change. Okay, it looks like our mask here is a little bit of bleed through, so we're just gonna fix that nice and quickly. Oops. Is there any good symbolism for children, like babies? I always found it bothersome with this particular picture that I wasn't able to get the symbolism for the 5 children, and I ended up settling for the 2 little babies at the bottom and a child's skull in her hands. And this has 5 petals in the flower. I think that's what I decided to like use as a comfort. Be like, ah, there's 5 petals, it's 5 babies, it's fine. It's a little bit of a stretch though. Okay. Now we need to duplicate this layer. Stick them in another group for now. We're gonna have to do a bit of a fade. Oops. Ooh. Okay. Looks good, looks good. Let's fix up these seams. Yeah, it's gonna... You know what? It's so minimal in this detail. I think I can just do this rather than smudge them together. It'll be easier on me anyway. Up. Pink. Did I miss this little corner here? Here we go. Okay. That should work quite nicely. Right. I just lightened up the bottom overlay a little bit because it'll just add extra pop. That's why it's darker here, because we have this symbol wanting to be the eye catcher, and you have the light color around it, so it just makes it stand out more. And here we're fading to dark, so having this rim be a little bit lighter, it just balances, I think. Looks very nice. Thank you. So now we just gotta do the inner part, but first, we just saved. First, oopsie. There I go, zooming out to oblivion again. We're going to save as DDS. Yes. We want 2D texture, DX5, generate minimaps, save. So that's going to do its thing over there. Take a little bit. Okay. Time to sip some tea. Alright. Now we're gonna go over here. I feel like with the Windows update there's some kind of memory leak or something. Because all of a sudden, because I have 8 RAM in my computer, but all of a sudden now it's just like, oh god, I'm always struggling. I need to upgrade anyway, but just a little bit annoying. Alright. I should just probably reopen this. It'll refresh that way. Oops, wait, that's the altered one. It won't have anything on it. This is our current mesh. So now we have the nice pretty outline to it. Looks pretty good. I feel like it has texture to it, but it almost feels like it doesn't have enough. Strange, but we'll worry about that later. Alright, so this is the mesh we have, and we want this mesh to recognize this texture. So this is pane 3. Pane 1 is there. So we want pane 1, and then pane 2 is way over. Oh man, they are out of order for me personally. I can't go by 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll set up 1 as the Night Mother, and we'll just go from there. Need the shader. And we have... the first two. We need the... Well, that's interesting. It should be showing up, but it's not, which means that it's off of the UV map. So let's go to that pane one, because the texture was listed there. So we're going to edit UV, and we're going to see that where our texture is in this little box here. Our UV is over here when our picture's over here. So we are going to drag it over. If I remember how to do that. Scale and translate. Yeah, we need translation. X is this way, Y is this way, so we need to move X. My god, I hope I'm not gonna screw this up. What? I can't write in the number? Oh, gross. Oh, it only goes up to 10. Oh, okay, so let's move it over 1 then. And nothing happens. Beautiful. Interesting. It should move over this way. I remember in the past, because I had an older version of this scope, it was working. Let's see. Because we have to move some of them over, otherwise we're going to need more texture maps, and that's not something I want to do. I want to have just the 2 of them. Select all. Oh, there we go. I'm just being an idiot. I have to select them all, of course. I thought green meant they were selected. Okay. Oh god. No. Also, that was the wrong direction. So we want... I wish I would do it live. I want... 1... 5... Oh, see, now you can actually see. It's off of the actual map. I know it's like it's duplicating over there because it's how 3D stuff seems to work, but really this is the square that we want to focus on and make sure our UVs are inside of this bounds. So we're moving it over enough so that this is the stained glass it covers. But it's kind of cool that you get to see it in there. Now we just gotta play around with numbers. My favorite. I'm gonna zoom in at this point. Wait, no, we have to move it back. So let's go with an 8. And then a 3. another 3. I'm gonna go back into the negatives. Let's go with a 1. That looks... Dang it. Let me pan. There we go. That looks good. Might want to go over a little bit. We can't, can we? We can't do lower values. We just have this minimal amount of movement. So I could move it 1 over the other way, but... Oh well. Hold on, I need to select all. Just gonna translate. Yeah, that moves it too much. So we're gonna have to live with this because I'm not gonna use a different program to deal with these UV maps. That would just be too much work with dealing with the mesh, and I'm not doing that. So this will work fine. So now we have our stained glass displaying correctly. Out of the 4 of them. So now we have plane 4. We want this one to also display on this map. So let's go back here. Frame holds the whole entire thing. And we have... Oh yeah, that's the, I use photo bashing, so I'll put a bunch of ideas together and then start, like, filling it in on top, like, with my own art and style and stuff, and just mash things until I figured out, like, this is, what I originally started with for that top that, we see now as, oops, there we go, that you see here. That was the original that I just put stuff down. So we need to duplicate this frame. We need to bring that out of here, because this is a finished frame that we're going to use. We also want the illustration, which we're going to put kind of inside the frame because that's essentially what it is. Let's rename this. Upper stained glass. Next we'll just do shorthand, upper glass. Right. So we want to copy that and make the new mask for this frame. We want to move it without moving the mask, so we're just going to unlink it so I can take my group stuff, all my layers and stuff, and move it over. That looks about right. And there we go. This will be stain to the right. And this one will be stain to the left. Good, good. We'll label that frame so we can stick illustrations in it. That's good. I want to repeat the structure of this one, so I'm going to bring the frame up to the top and the upper glass as well, which we're going to stick inside the frame folder. This is just to keep me organized. Alright. Good. Let's save this, and then save as the DDS, so we can set it up in NifScope. Move this over. And we might as well set these two up as well. File save as. Yes, I want to replace it. Settings are fine. We're gonna save and then sip some tea while we wait for it to do its thing. It's kind of funny that that takes longer than saving a Photoshop document with all of its layers and stuff. Or at least it can. Sometimes the document's big enough that it's going to take a while to save either way. Alright. And now we're going to save as again, just as a dummy document for now. In textures, we're going to label this one as the second one, because we'll have two, total of 4 stained glass. Okay. Now that that's set up, you were already perfectly positioned. Marvelous. Simply marvelous. So we don't actually have to worry about that one. It looks, I mean, we'll double check. But it looks like it's perfectly in place. Yeah. Good, good. Now for this side, looks like they're both looking at the same portion of the texture map, which wouldn't be good. We need to have these look at two different spots so we can show two different things. So we're going to take, it's pane 3 and pane 2. We're going to take these, and first we're going to tell it that it needs to look at a different texture map completely, which is going to be number 2. We also want to probably make a dummy document for the normal map. So I'm going to just go in here and just duplicate because it's quicker to do that. So copy, paste, rename. We'll label this one number 2. Good. Okay. So now we can go in here and change this to number 2. That was pane 3, so we want pane 2, and we're going to change it exactly the same way. Number 2 and number 2. We can go File, Save. And now we have a new mesh that's looking at two different textures, two different normal maps, and will be completely separate chunks, but we still need to fix this. So this pane is looking at that side, and we're gonna try to mirror it, so we want it to look at the lady. Just so that way I can work in the Photoshop document and be like, what's exactly across from it? And that can occupy the same space. In my brain, that works for me, so that's what we'll do. So we're going to take this, select all, and translate it. I think one, yeah, that'll work-ish. And scale and translate, we want to move it back 3. Translate -5. Eight. Almost there. Translate 1. Can we do another 1, or is that too far? That is too far. Wish the intervals weren't this large. But it seems to fit well enough. So it should be fine. So X out of that. Can't really zoom in, check the excruciating detail. But it's not really the end of the world if like a little bit of an edge is showing, because when we get to that point, this gray is going to become pitch black anyway. And the normal map's going to be flat there, so it's not like it's going to be very noticeable. But alright, so we got this set up pretty darn nicely. So we're going to save again. Close that old one out. And we're going to close that for a moment. Go here. Back to my preview. This is the one that we just worked on. So I want to look at my integrated. Wait. Oh, okay. That's integrated assets. My current thing that I'm working on is right here. So So I'm going to go to textures and update all that. I don't think I need to put these in yet. I don't even know if I'm going to edit them, so we're just going to leave that. Cube maps needs to be kind of sort of added. Actually, I think this is from vanilla. This is something new that I still need to edit soon as a reflection surface. You know what? Actually, go away. I think what I'm gonna do, because I want to keep things super duper organized in textures, we're gonna update how we're organizing these things. So I'm gonna have the Cube Maps folder in here. I just kind of want to have all of my assets that I use or have customized in the Dawnstar folder. It makes it easier for me to double check things and to make sure things aren't just like placed everywhere. Be a pain in my butt. So let's see, how do I want to label this? Dungeons Castle. That's how they labeled it. So we'll label this stained glass. We can shove all this in the stained glass folder, and that's going to currently break our mesh, but we'll fix that in a moment. I'm going to take the cube maps. Let me double check our NIF to make sure it's actually using the ore. That's not what we want. We want you. We'll look at our textures here. It's not. It's just using the custom one that I got. So we only have to move that one over and keep track of that one. So I'm going to copy that and put it in the cube maps and label it appropriately. Alright. So we have a stained glass cube map. We have our stained glass files in here, the textures. So I think we're good. Alright, let's fix this. Let's unbreakify it. I'm gonna copy Dawnstar Reimagined because I'm lazy, and we're gonna paste it with another slash. I actually have stained glass wall, huh? We'll do that. We'll keep ourselves consistent. Be as organized as we possibly can. Cube maps doesn't automatically update, so we can't just see it on the fly, which is unfortunate. I should have had like a refresh. That'd be cool. So we have the cube map. So we're going to copy that and go into each pane and paste that. Paste. Oops. Paste. And paste. Let's go back to pane 4, and we want to put in the folder stained glass. Oops. Let me copy you. Alright, then we're gonna paste that. Oh, I made a typo. Copy, fix this. Man, isn't this stunning to watch? It'll be all the more satisfying to see this in game. I see Tom started watching. Tom, hello. Welcome. I'm just resetting the mesh. I had to do some edits and a little bit of folder organization. Because I like to keep my stuff organized. It can get really out of hand, and I can be a messy individual, and when you're dealing with mods, it's just better to be as organized as you can. If I haven't driven home that fact already, I hope I have now. Okay, that looks good. I tell you, during the time, like, Awake's development, Awake the Rise of Men and Marco, our folder system, so messy. Okay, I think everything's good, so we're gonna go File and Save. Oopsie. Good. It will be done when it is done, plus it is cool to see the work that's put into it. This is a Dawnstar Sanctuary mod? Yes. I've not seen any of these streams yet. Yes, that is exactly what it is. I'm doing a new Dawnstar Sanctuary, and this is part of it. You'll be able to see it momentarily, because we'll be stepping into game soon. Alright, so I'm gonna open the NIF again, and make sure that everything looks good. It does not, which makes me sad. So we're gonna go back and make sure everything was set correctly. It was not, which makes me even sad. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong try shape. Okay. So why are you not displaying? Why? Did I make a typo? I could have. Dawnstar Reimagined, yes. Stained glass. Oh my god, I did. Oop. Let's try that again. There we go. Everything's working. Nice. Alright. Mount the scary room again? Yeah! That's the one! With the scary room. You have seen one of these streams before. Alright, so we need to name... Oh, actually, first we need to move those textures over. Now that everything's set up again. We need to... delete these. Yes, I am super sure. You put that in. Yep. And this should have everything we need in the Dawnstar Reimagined folder. So now we need to put in the cube maps as well. Yep. So now everything will display. Making sure things are spelled correctly. And now we just have to edit. Oh wait, I did have the naming structure, sanctuary. You know what, I'll deal with it later. Because that was one of the things that bothers me too, is when in the meshes folder or in the textures folder it's named differently. It has different directories. I probably should have looked at that, but I'll deal with it. So now we want to go back to our new mesh. We're gonna get rid of this old one. Just gonna delete it outright. No, not the name, you silly computer. Copy. Rename. Paste. Oh my god. And delete the old one. No, the name, not the name. Put that in. Yes. Okay, we're good to go. My goodness. So, let's just bring this to copy this to the desktop, and we'll use this because it'll just be easier to do rather than inside 7-zip. That way the mod manager, we can just simply update with our new assets. And while that is loading, I will be right back. Oh man, this takes forever to load. You still have the cool pink cheer icon though. Sorry, Starlight. Pink cheer? There's pink ones? Unless you talk about the little icon right there. That's, I thought that was purple, honestly. Maybe that's just me though. Purple, I mean, okay, okay. I'm not going crazy. Why does it keep loading on the other screen? True, and I did it to Perry. You guys just going and one-upping each other. Trying to be king of the hill. Okay. God, this thing is a mess, a beast. Total mods, 602. You see that? I need to sort this so badly. It takes up so much space on my drive. I need to just test everything. I kept on like seeing good ones. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take that. And then there were some that do like the same thing, just a little bit differently. I'm like, oh, I'll test the two and see which one I like better. It is just, it's a nightmare. Alright, so we're gonna go Dawnstar Reimagined. We want to uninstall this. And we want to delete it. Although, actually first, we're gonna copy that title. Oh wait, I don't have to because it's right there. Never mind. What am I doing? Trying to keep things neat. And why are you... Oh my god. We're just gonna maximize. I don't know why it does that. It's buggy. So let's just delete this outright. Some of the mods I get that aren't on the Nexus, they'll have like weird names, so I normally like a clean one. So I just kind of was operating on autopilot with copying the name. Like things for ESO, for example. Dawnstar Reimagined. We're going to open that again. It's going to show up some other random ass folder. Oh, actually, it showed up in assigned. That's nice. Sometimes it just puts it randomly. Let's go with here. We're going to move to my mods. It's in the right spot so I can find it in this mess. And we're going to activate it. Are you working on this mod with others, Lucky? This mod particularly is my own personal mod that I'm getting help and insight from other people, but it's really my mod that I'm doing the bulk of work and putting together. But people that I know, excellent, wonderful modder people that I've worked with or are working with actively right now on mods together with, I'm also getting help from them. Which is great because some of this stuff I just don't know how to do, and it would require a lot of effort and extra, like tons of extra time to learn how to do. Like the mesh, for example, getting all the stained glass to show up in separate panes, and just all that stuff. Oh God, I love them so much. So now that we have this installed, I'm gonna open Steam, my pretty Steam. And go to, not Special Edition, not normal Skyrim, but the script extender one. And we're gonna press play. Oh man, I hope I cannot run game. You currently have another game launched in process. What? What am I running through Steam? Steam? Good God. Okay, hold on. I just remembered I sometimes forget the CC or COC address for the cell that holds my mod, so I should really get my little cheat sheet up. Reimagined, which is right here. Right there. I'm gonna keep that up and figure out why Steam has a stick up its butt. 600 mods, that's too many. Why don't you run it from Nexus Mod Manager? I mean, I guess I could. We'll see if that works. No. That did work. I mean, I think so. Yes? Yes? Yes. Good job, Tom. You figured it out. Oh no, Zarlark, sorry. you got this. You made tech support. I used to play Skyrim with around 50 mods and I thought it was excessive. Well, a lot of those mods I haven't even touched. Granted, back when I was playing Skyrim a lot, I was reaching the upper limits and I had to pick and choose things. But I was being horribly, not really disorganized, just unoptimized, really. I would just have a bunch of texture packs that would have, some of them would have their own ESPs, and I wouldn't bother merging and doing all that kind of stuff. What I have started going through them. It's just been really slow and tedious because I've got so many other things to do. And like you can see the background right there is modded. Like there's been a few things that I've started at, just graphic mods that I'm looking through and I'm seeing what I like and what I don't, and I'm merging everything together so that I can make my own definitive edition of Skyrim, where it's just like the core mods that I like and it's all put together and streamlined, especially since a lot of development now is going to be more towards special edition, and there's less mods coming out for the old one, and most mods have been finalized because I mean it's been years since it came out. So Granted, there are going to be a couple mods I'm going to keep separate for updating, but let's see. We need COC DBSR test Dawnstar Sanctuary. Man, I was pressing shift like I was going to get caps, but I don't get any caps. And this will teleport us to our cell that holds the mod. I don't know why this window is just off kilter though. And it crashed. Oh god. Mwah, beautiful. Alright. That's not normal at all. Why'd you crash? That's not good. We'll try that again. One more time. If it crashes again, then oh, now this is working. Good, good. I'll have to check the creation kit and see if it throws up any errors that actually give me an information. That means that perhaps there's something wrong with that mesh being converted, which is not good. I don't know exactly what he did. It was just isolating certain parts of the UV mesh, so that really shouldn't cause it to crash, but we'll see. I have 211 active for Fallout 4 right now, but that game needs help. They all need help. They all need more. I don't even think SKSE works with SE yet. No, it doesn't. That's why I haven't really touched a special edition, because I feel like it's kind of hobbling along without SKSE. Like, there's a lot of excellent modders that are making mods that originally ran on SKSE to work with the newer Skyrim and just like doing fancy coding, black magic level stuff. But it's unoptimized compared to being able to use SKSE. And I get how people are really trying hard to work around that, because then it will work for consoles, and that's a big boon for a modder to make a successful mod that works on all the platforms. But, okay, do you crash? Are you going to crash? You're going to crash. Okay, let's open up the creation kit and find out what's up with this mesh. Application was unable to start correctly. Oh god, I love the creator update. It's just made my computer so much more stable. Ugh, it's so good. Skyrim folder, creation kit. Are you gonna run from here? No. Unable to start correctly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Windows 10. I'm like so angry with you right now. Can I run as an administrator? No. Can I run it as, yeah, you do. Let's see, Windows 8, test the program. No. No, we're canceling out of your troubleshooter. I remember when they first did that, when I first saw that was a thing, and I thought that was the loveliest thing ever. And then I realized that it doesn't really always help very well. And you're still on your own, really, at the end of the day. Same reason I haven't touched as a player. You can't play without SKSE. Pretty much true. Like I said, there have been excellent exceptions for a special edition if you really want to. But a lot of it's still in its baby state as far as mods go. It's already running in compatibility mode for 7. I mean, I guess we could try Vista. I'm pretty sure this is a Windows 10 problem. Properties. Compatibility. Okay, we're gonna stop. No. But, no. We're gonna go back to Windows 7 because that's what it was working on before. We're gonna just let that lay there for a second. I'm gonna go back to my mod here. I'm gonna grab, wait a minute, I need the recycle bin for a second here. Because I had deleted the original mesh. Wait, do I still actually have it in here? No, yeah, I deleted everything. Perfect. We need... Can't we sort it by date dumped? Okay, hold on. NIF. There we go. We're gonna drag that out, because that was our original one that, let me double check. So the original one that if you click on that, it clicks all the planes. So we know this one was working. So what we're gonna do is go back to the Skyrim folder, and I'm just gonna quickly swap. I'm not gonna do the whole repackaging my mod thing, because that's just too long for a quick little check. I'm gonna go into Meshes, Dawnstar Reimagined, Sanctuary, and we're going to take this hallway, cut it, put it in this new folder. And we're going to take this one and put it there. Okay, so now, in theory, we should be able to boot up the game. The mesh should display. It's just going to look weird and purple because it's not quite set up. Like, there's going to be textures missing because the texture directories are wrong. But it should still run fine. It's just going to look weird purple. This way we can find out if it was the mesh, kind of isolating it this way rather than in Creation Kit, unfortunately. So let's play this again. Hell no, not Vista. The problem is we've all become so attached to our favorite mods for the original Skyrim. True, very true. Okay, play. So I'm going to have to do all this research and annoying stuff again with the Creation Kit to find out how to make it run. That's beautiful. And then I'm going to have to talk to my friend about why this mesh is crashing and how to fix it, and hopefully I'll learn something cool to add to my modding experience. Wait for it crash. No. No. It's only when it's loading the cell. Actually, if it crashed here, that would tell me something a little bit different from when it crashes in the cell. Because it crashed in the cell, which is just my cell and just my meshes and stuff, I can tell, because I don't have any fancy scripts or anything involved there, that it's more of a mesh issue. If it crashed outside while it's loading all of the mods, I can tell that it's more of a compatibility issue between two mods, where there's an error being thrown that the game engine can't rectify or whatever, and then it just shuts down completely. So it's different depending on where it crashes. Anyway, DBSR, test Dawnstar Sanctuary. Are you gonna load or are you gonna crash? Because if you're gonna crash, I'm gonna get really confused. I'm gonna think that's a Windows 10 thing. Okay, so it loaded, which means that the mesh, there's something wrong with the new mesh that I got from my boy. So I'm gonna have to talk to him later on. I'm sure it's some little thing. But it's a little thing I wouldn't really know about, because NIF files, I know just a tiny portion, basically, the texture directories and how to swap them. Little else. So that'll have to wait till next modding Monday. Oh, look at that beautiful purple. Beautiful. Next modding Monday, when I'll get a better mesh and I'll confirm it working, so we can get into the game and see that. This is actually very indicative of like, this is what modding is. Things break, you fix them, you get a little bit of progress. Things break, you fix them, you get a little bit more progress. uh, Sometimes things break and you can't fix them, and then you have to find workarounds. Unless you have someone that actually knows about the issue. But, alright, that's pretty lame, but, you know, what can you do? Who's helping you on this mod? That would be right now. I've got Apollo down tentatively helping me with music. He's very busy, but he did say that he was going to help. And Tazkani, who's a modder that's kind of helps a lot of people, is more of a group modder. Although he's developing his own mod as well that I'm an artist in. He's like amazing modder. The way he understands scripts and the creation kit and all the ins and outs, like he's got such an expansive amount of knowledge over such a broad range. And then someone who I've never really said his name out loud, his handle, so I'm not quite sure how well to pronounce it. Extraneous? Oh God. Hold on, maybe I could actually pull up. I think he's in my friends list here. If I can really quickly find it. Actually, wait, he might be listed in the Forever Free thing. There's Tascani, Apollo, not Eni Station. Oh man, he's not listed here. That's a shame. Well then, let me go to my actual friend list thingy. Can I find him super quick? There we go. This guy. Exiniras. Exiniras? I've never had to say it out loud. Oh god, I'm probably butchering it so bad. But yeah, those three at the moment are kind of helping, and I also have Katie England, who's not really a modder, she's more of a writer, but she helps on a few modding projects as a writer. She's helping me develop the backstory for Dawnstar Sanctuary, because when you enter it, we're gonna show how, like, the reason why that sanctuary wasn't used and just written off and like no one came back to it for so long, because that was a part of the game where it was like, hey, the sanctuary is just laying around, no one's using it, and this is why. And then I also have Sunnyside Ob helping me with the current writing for developing the new sanctuary member characters that will show up in the sanctuary after you get it up and running. So those are the people. Isn't that the crazy German guy who made a really popular mod, which I forget now? Tendo. Oh, yes. Tendo made a few popular mods. There was Percus Maximus and the one before it, neither of which I actually personally used. I helped with Percus Maximus, which is why I remember it. Skyray, or Skyri, however it's pronounced. Yeah, we've worked on a few things together. Actually, I did can show you, I did the art for Percus Maximus and a couple texture things. Did that. And that. And I think one more. Yeah, that. Beautiful. Glorious Snake Rock. Come on. It's the last thing you made. At least for old Skyrim. Cool, did not know that. Yeah. So anyway, this kind of stinks. that I can't get the CK open. And I can't look at the stained glass in game. But we're gonna fix that by next time, I hope. Yeah. But okay. Let's go back to what I was doing for the last 10 minutes. I guess we can get some more art done because that's something we can do. So I shouldn't just let these problems catch me up. There's still plenty of work that can be done. Although, before I forget, actually, what I want to do is grab this one that we want to use and go back to my work in progress. And we're going to rename this to new and throw this in the folder here. Get rid of this and this. And now we can go back to the art. So where was I? Oh my gosh! No music! When did that happen? Jeez. Jeez. Just silence. Alright, so now we actually have to work on the night mom. Guess this is okay. The two kids bothers me, but I remember trying to work with like 5 of them and it just couldn't get it. Couldn't get a nice motif, so I think I'm just gonna have to rock with what I got. Oh, I do have it labeled fetus. I'm the worst. They're babies. Okay. I have everything all jumbled up, don't I? I kind of wanted to separate the babies here, so that way I can work on the Night Mother and then see if I can figure out a different setup here that would make me feel better. You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go with what I got. Just makes my life easier. Okay, all of these are invisible, so that's probably the rough. Dang it, no! Go away. What is this? An old folder. Yeah, I think that's more of the rough stuff. So I'll put that in there. That's a copy of the line work. Okay. I'm gonna put this all in its own folder. And we're gonna start with the finalization. I think that's the sketchy stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that. Don't need it anymore. Okay, let's get to artin'. I need to just figure out where my line work is, though. Oopsie. There we go. Okay. That's color, circle, circle. That's line work. That's face background. Alright. I think I figured out most of my line work. Okay. Put shape dynamics back on. Gaming. Oh, wrong color. Tee. Speaking of Fallout 4, Zarlark, you should check out Gopher's podcast tomorrow. Oh, I will, with C. Dante and King Gas. Oh man, is he doing something cool with Fallout 4? It's a podcast, right? So they're just probably talking about it. I have followed Gopher forever. Yeah, I remember how he started out with a little mod, some good stuff, and then doing the YouTube videos for Skyrim, because that's where I noticed him, was through Skyrim. I think that's how he built up a lot of his fame. Actually, there was a lot of people that become pretty famous on YouTube because of Skyrim. Yeah, I discovered the same way. Discovered him, yeah. It was like I could listen to him on the sidelines playing Skyrim while I was busy not being able to play Skyrim. So it was like I was always having Skyrim happen, whether I was there or not. Oxhorn will also be in it. I don't know these other people. Feel bad about that. They're probably very big deals in Fallout community, right? Since that's the focus of the podcast. Oxford is another tuber, and the two others are modders. Nice, nice. Alright, I need some gray right here. So I want to make sure the gaming looks good. So we're gonna just mute my sketch a little bit here, so I can see what I'm doing more. Ah! Wrong layer. Dang it. Why do I do this to myself? Also, don't want to rotate. I want to change the brush size. There we go. I haven't played much Fallout 4, to be honest. I burnt it out on it pretty quickly. Burnt out. Menotype good tonight. Yeah, I heard interesting things when that first came out, and a lot of people were complaining about how it didn't feel very good for role playing, because that is Elder Scrolls and Fallout's big thing, is the whole role playing aspect. So I always questioned, and I feel like I'm going to continue to question, because they're probably going to make a voiced main character for Elder Scrolls as well, which is going to be really weird and annoying, because if you can be an Argonian or a Khajiit, like, how is that going to work out? I remember that was one of my biggest beefs with Inquisition. I love that game. I love Dragon Age. But it irritates me so much how if you play an elf, you're a Dalish elf. They've decided that for you, for your background. And you do not have a Dalish accent at all. Even when you're talking to your own kind, you don't slip into your normal accent. You're always either like American or British kind of English, and it just eats away at my soul. Because each race has its own kind of, well, actually, each area, each place, like Antiva and Ferelden and stuff, they all have their own accents. But even within races, they have their own accents as well, and it's like, no, Dalish. Speak in a Dalish accent. Yes, replayability as a completely new character seems very difficult with Fallout 4. I feel like I've always been interested in the idea of, hey, what if BioWare and Bethesda made a baby together, right? But at the same time, I think that they need to stick to their strong suits. And the strong suit with Elder Scrolls and Fallout is, well, for Elder Scrolls, as an example, it started out as like a virtual D&D game. That's what it's good at. That's what it should stick to. You're allowed to make all the kinds of decisions you want about your character and do things in whatever order. And Fallout is basically the same thing, only in a different kind of setting. And meanwhile, BioWare is very good at being able to have subtle changes to your character, but be very story-oriented. And I think Bethesda tried to do that a little bit too hard when it's just, that's not what its games are known for. That's not what the players want when they get that kind of a game. I think they could kind of get a similar effect where if they built up their characters like BioWare does, where the NPCs are very in-depth and you're able to interact with them in different ways and develop different relationships, because that helps with your role-playing aspect, as well as not limiting your character in the world and what you want to do. Because that's a huge problem, I feel, with Elder Scrolls games personally, and probably Fallout as well, is the really flat characters. The world just feels very mechanical and flat. And I think that's why a lot of role plays don't last too long. You keep on resetting and trying new things, and I feel like that's a symptom. Imagine Bethesda working with irrational games. Yeah, I think you nailed it 100% Lucky. BTV cool. Hi, Hendy. Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of companies trying new things. Like with Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's nice. Nintendo isn't really known for copying other people in a sense. They're known for doing their own thing no matter what. Even if it seems real stupid or even if it seems archaic, they're still gonna do their own thing their own way. But I feel like a lot of people got influenced by Skyrim's hype and popularity, and Zelda's gotta have been one of those. Like, they saw open world being really lucrative and they went for it. But there's gotta be a point where you have to always remember your brand and your game series, like what it is at its core. You can't try to change it too much and expect it to feel good. I mean, it can feel good, but for it to feel like it's same, it's part of the same game. It would, at that point, it might as well be like a different experience. Kinda, but oh, Hendy's sleeping. He's obviously still awake if he can still type. Zelda was originally an open world game. True, they went back to their roots. There was that, but I feel like you can't help but think that this open world craze hasn't had some influence on their decision to do that, you know? People can rationalize and explain their reasons all they want, but I am certain that seeing, like, companies go where the money goes, for better or for worse, really. And that's my point, is you've got to always stay true to your product, which Nintendo did. They stayed true to what Zelda's about while adding that extra dimension to it. So they did it really well. And I feel like that's what Bethesda needs to remember, and BioWare, any of them. You need to remember what your game really is about, what experience you're trying to bring to the players, and if you're going to try a new element, like, work within those bounds. Like, Fallout 4 shouldn't try to railroad the player into a story about a kid or whatever else. I don't know too much because I've never played it. When that's not what the game is about, you know? It's about a main quest that you can partake in, a bunch of side quests that you can partake in. Really, I feel like their focus should be more of a world that reacts to your choices, so it feels more like your choices matter, and that you can make those different dynamic choices, since it is a choose-your-own-adventure game, and it feels more impactful that way. And probably not voicing the main character. Until we can get voices, virtual digital voices like Siri and Cortana, until we can get things like that you can just set up, and then the player can have a voiced character to their liking, it's just never going to work out for that experience. Plus the whole FPS focus. In the same way that the settlement system in Fallout was Bethesda jumping on the crafting craze. Yeah, see, that's just... which, you know, is fine to do as a side note, but don't make it such a huge part of the game. Like, it's just... I don't know. You can't always just focus on what's the biggest craze, where the money's at. Like, I know it must be tempting and all, but you gotta make sure that you're true to yourself, your style, your brand, whatever. And it's hard sometimes. I imagine you can get lost in the details. And Hearthfire to a lesser extent, yeah. But, I mean, like, I can see how they were trying to do the whole role-playing thing of, like, yeah, you have your own house and everything else. But the way Bethesda does things, it feels so cardboard. Like, it looks so pretty at first glance, and it looks so interesting and immersive at first glance, but underneath, you can see how flat it really is. You meet interesting characters that seem fully fleshed out and interesting, and then at the end of their quest, it's just, that's it. They're dead. They say the same 3 lines over and over again. That's it, which is just sad. And you can like do a horrendous, heinous crime, get thrown in jail, go through the loading screen of however many days passed, and everyone's back to normal and loves you again. Stuff like that. It's just sad. I think Oblivion had a better system for that, where they had like an infamy and fame system, which I can't fathom why they got rid of that in Skyrim. It's just, why did you get rid of that in Skyrim? Just why? Oh man, it's after 5 already. Damn. Gotta end the stream soon. I'll remind you of this conversation when aLuckyMuse brand sells out on all of its principles on a multi-million-dollar deal of